where I'm out places. Maybe I'm pumping gas. It's happened to me at the supermarket. It happens to me on airplanes where people tell me where they were. And, I've had so many people tell me that they were right behind me. I think I know that entire section.
Sean, talk about this year's Spurs team. And you've been talking a lot on the broadcast, and we were talking about it as you were driving in. You've been saying it all season that this team was going to be good. They were going to be able to compete if they can stay healthy. And It seems like now some of the national media members are starting to catch on to what you've been saying all season long.
Oh, surprise, surprise. I mean, once the East Coasters and the people that are kind of in the middle of America, they start, watching basketball after the Celtics and the Knicks and after the Miami Heat are off the air, then they start looking at LA. But once they start looking deeper into the NBA, they start to realize, hey, there's San Antonio again. And it seems like it's been that way every year. I still have people that are in LA telling me, hey, wasn't this the year that you guys were supposed to be down? We've been waiting for you guys to fall a little bit. And even if you go back to last year, Jason, we're one injury away, in my opinion, from making it to the NBA Finals. We played Dallas extremely well last year, beat them down the stretch in Dallas in a crucial game to win the division. We had Oklahoma City's number as well. It came down to game one, and we didn't have Manu Ginobili. We were able to win all our home games with them. I look at that team and the way they played last year, I go, wow, we're one injury away from being in the NBA Finals. You come back this year and you reload. You get a kid like Kawhi Leonard. You add Danny Green to the lineup the way he's played. Gary Neal's here another year. Thiago Splitter is playing like the Thiago Splitter who was the MVP of the Spanish League. You add Steven Jackson to that, who's got some edge and playmaking ability. A guy who's not just going to shoot three balls. You can throw it into him in the low block. You can isolate him. You add Boris Diaw to that, a guy who can pass the basketball. You keep Manu Ginobili healthy. Tony Parker's having an MVP-type year. Timmy's turned back the clock. I keep telling everybody that I'm getting a little nervous here because the team looks awfully good, and you can throw a ton of combinations out there, and if two or three guys aren't going that night, you know that the other guys are going to pick it up, and at least they're going to give you a chance. So we're in every game. We've had, I think, one bad game this year where Miami blew our doors off in that second half. We didn't play very well. But this is the deepest team that I've seen here probably ever.
Wow. That's good because that's exactly how we were describing it as well. We're here at Clear with Sean Elliott. And Sean, the one thing I was waiting to hear you say was to talk about how Pop is able to put the pieces all together and make things work. You talked about Boris Diaw. You talk about Thiago Splitter stepping it up. It's almost as if on the national scene, Pop doesn't get the national recognition, although of late, if you take a look at the NBC Sports and CBS Sports, all of a sudden now, Pop is really starting to get recognized as this great coach. We've all known that because we've been following Pop for so long. Yeah. But I think it's kind of cool that all of a sudden the national media is seeing not only what he's doing, but from an organizational standpoint, what they've been able to do.
Well, I think it's underappreciated for maybe the casual NBA fan. The people in the know, the people within the league, they understand Pop's value to the team and to the franchise. The coaches know, the general managers, they all know. A well-trained eye knows. You watch us play, and you see how disciplined our team is on both ends of the floor, and how consistent we've been through all these years. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. So I think a lot of people like to talk about other coaches because it's they like to talk about coaches that are in glamorous markets, and I think that's what a lot of people like to do. Hype certain situations. But in San Antonio's not it's not glamorous. We don't have drama every year like the Lakers do. We don't have drama like the Knicks.
So you're saying you don't want insanity here is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So, for Pop, I know Pop very well. He wants to fly under the radar. He doesn't care about the hype or what people think about him because ultimately that doesn't help him win games. So, throw opinion out. Pop's not going to listen to somebody saying, oh, he should rest or he shouldn't do this or what moves he should make. He's going to do what's best for the team, and he's going to try to win ball games, bottom line.
Sean Elliott with us here on ESPN 1250 The Zone at the Clear Store on 281 and Bitters. And you talk about the additions.